I Will Walk This Road is a song I wrote when I was about 15 years old. My parents were currently pastoring in Kirkland, Washington, and of course I lived there too, so I was only 15. And a lot of times as a young person, there's people in your life that you look up to, that they work with the youth, groups in your church or in the area. And there was a person that was very close to our family and our youth group as well, that we all really looked up to. Definitely a big influencer in our lives, and unfortunately, he decided to walk away from God and walk away from the truth and didn't want to live that life anymore. And that can have a huge, devastating effect on a young person. They're very impressionable at that age, and it can cause a lot of confusion and bring up a lot of questions as well. And during that time, one of the statements that was made was that he wanted to live for God like my family did, like my parents did, but he just didn't want to go through what they went through to do it. And that really got me thinking as a young 15-year-old, go through what? I know we had hardships and, there was financial difficulties and other difficulties that would come along, but, life is life.
He never told us that the road would be easy.
It's always better to go through those things with God rather than without Him. And whether you live for Him or not, you're still going to go through life. And so it just got me thinking, everything that we've ever gone through, everything my family, my parents have gone through, every trial that I had even faced as just a 15-year-old, are those things something that would make me say it's not worth it for me to live for God, or yes, it is worth it for me to live for God? And just thinking about all of the things that we could go through, every tear that might be cried, every fire, every trial that I might face, and thinking about all of the things that God had already done for me just at that point. And even as much as just thinking about the fact that He died for me, He went to Calvary for me, and yet I wouldn't be willing to go through something for the cause of Christ. So I was in my bedroom, laying on my bed with my little music notebook that I would write little songs in. My dad would preach and I would write little altar songs and stuff, and I just had that book in there, and I was thinking, and God really started giving me the words. I know that He gave me this song, and I just started writing every lonely, broken road I have to walk, every single dream I have to lay aside, every fire, trial that comes my way, it will be worth it all. Is there not a cause? And how can we say we want to be like Jesus if we've never walked where He has walked? He experienced everything that we experience in this life when He came to earth. And all of the hurts and all of the trials, He's been there. He knows, and we always pray, God, make me more like You. But how can we really truly mean that if we're not willing to say, it's all right if people despise me, it's all right if people betray me, it's all right if I have to face some tough things? Because if we want to be like Him, we're going to have to accept those things as well. And the great thing about it all, it's not just a depressing song, is that after every fire, every trial, every valley, there's a mountaintop, there's a victory, there's something greater waiting on the other side. And our ultimate reward is that we're going to make it to heaven one day, and we're going to look back at everything that we have gone through and say, yes, it was worth it all. Every single thing was worth it because of the cause of Christ and knowing our ultimate reward.
In the fire, Jesus is there with me, and in the storm, His peace surrounds me. He turns my sorrow to joy that's unspeakable. His perfect love overcomes all.
So yeah, that's a little bit about the song and where it came from. And I just am so thankful that that song has continued to be an anthem in my life. We're currently starting a church in Seattle, and the road may look tough ahead. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs, but still today I can say it's going to be worth it all. And I'm so thankful that I get to live this life and be a Christian.
We wanna be just like Jesus if we have never walked where He has.
So that's the story behind the song, I Will Walk This Road, and hopefully it will encourage someone else who's going through something, or anyone that's ever had the question, is it worth it? Is it worth it to go through this? Is it worth it to live this Christian life? Yes, it is worth it. It will be worth it all.